Panama City Beach is where sugar white sands meet emerald green water, and flip-flops rule the day. Whether you're casting off a pier, devouring fresh seafood, or soaking up the sun, PCB blends lazy Gulf Coast charm with just enough wild to keep you coming back for more. Once just a sleepy fishing spot, Panama City Beach got its name from some early 1900s hype tied to the Panama Canal. After World War II, tourists poured in, and by the 1970s, it was all muscle cars, tube tops, and Leonard Skinner on blast. Spring break turned legendary here. Today it has condos in Margaritaville, but you can still score oysters, a bucket of rum, and a sunburn before lunch. That's living, baby. Panama City Beach has 27 miles of sugar white sand and nearly 100 public access points. No private beach drama here. Just show up, kick off your flip-flops, and find your spot. Some of Panama Beach access points are simple dune paths. Others come loaded with restrooms, parking, and even snowballs, or dolphins if you time it right. A few of my favorites are Access Point 1, Beach Access Point 4, Access Point 54, Beach Access 56. Access Point 1, quiet and chill, no frills, just vibes. Alright, let me paint y'all a picture of Access Point 1, down on Spyglass Drive. Now, if you're the kind of person who likes your beach days loud, crowded, and smelling like spray-on sunscreen and hot dogs, this probably ain't your spot. But if you're looking for a little peace, a lot of sand, and maybe just a pinch of off the beaten path, well, this one is for you. Access Point 1 is kind of like the old school Panama City Beach before the condos and clubs showed up. It's not fancy. Heck, it's barely marked. You row down Spyglass Drive, blink, and you'll miss it. Just a little path through the sea oats that spills out onto a quiet stretch of white sand and clear Gulf water. No lifeguards, no vendors, no ice cream cart, just nature, baby. Now, let me level with you. This ain't one of the places you can roll up with a van full of kids and a wagon full of beach toys expecting amenities. There's not a lot of parking, and what there is fills up faster than a Friday fish fry. No restrooms, so if nature calls, your best hope she's polite about it. No outdoor showers either, so plan on taking a bit of Panama City home with you in your shoes. And no lifeguard, which means it's all up to you to not be dumb in the water. But here's the upside. It's quiet, real quiet. You can actually hear the waves in the wind and maybe the occasional gull laughing at you for forgetting your sunscreen. This beach ain't trying to be all things to all people. It's just trying to be what it always has been. A simple slice of the Gulf Coast, unchanged and unbothered. Historically, this little stretch of beach was the kind of spot locals used when they didn't want to deal with the spring break circus. Before all the development in the high-rise hotels, most of Panama City Beach was like this. Just sandy trails down to the water, the smell of salt in the air, and the sound of folks chilling in the sun with a cooler full of cheap beer and a beat-up boombox. So yeah, Access Point 1 may not have all the bells and whistles, but that's kind of the point. This is for folks who don't need a resort to have a good time. Just a towel, a cold drink, and maybe a good book or bad company. In short, if you're into the minimalist beach vibe with a hint of nostalgia and zero judgment, Spyglass Drive's Access Point 1 is your jam. Just bring what you need, and maybe a roll of toilet paper. Beach Access Point 4. Now we're talking. This one's parked right next to Schooners, a place folks around here don't just eat at, they worship. It's got that perfect mix of salty air, live tunes, and fried Gulf goodness that'll make you swear you hit the beach bum jackpot. So, if you want a beach day with easy access to live music, legit seafood, and enough people watching to keep you entertained till the tide rolls in, Access Point 4 is your golden ticket. Just follow the sound of guitars, the smell of shrimp, and you'll know you're in the right place. Access Point 54. Now this right here is the Cadillac of beach entrances. It's sitting right next to M.B. Miller County Pier, which means you're getting front row views of the Gulf, a steady breeze, and just enough people watching to keep it spicy without feeling like a Walmart on Black Friday. This spot has got legit parking. None of that circle like a buzzard and pray nonsense. Nice restrooms too, not those sketchy little concrete boxes that smell like boiled Gatorade and bad decisions. Now here's where it really gets good. Dolphins. Not like once in a blue moon dolphins either. These suckers show up regularly. Out of all the access points, this is the one I'd plant my chair at. Easy living, good eats a short walk away, and nature showing off like it got something to prove. If you're looking to do Panama City Beach right, this is where you want to be. Alright y'all, let me tell you about Beach Access 56, better known around these parts as Dog Beach. It's about 400 feet of sandy freedom where dogs can splash, dig, and sniff each other's butts to their heart's content. Just remember, leashes are the law, and you gotta pick up after your pup. Ain't nobody wanna step on a landmine in flip-flops. They got poop bag stations, outdoor showers, even a wheelchair ramp, so everyone, two-legged or four, can get down to the beach easy. And when your fur missile's worn out from running in circles, you can head across the street to Pier Park, where there's a dog-friendly patio and shops that'll treat your mutt like royalty. So yeah, Beach Access 56 ain't just a beach. It's a tail-wagging, sun-soaked, paw-print leaving good time for the whole dang family. Alright y'all, buckle up, because if you're cruising down Thomas Drive in Panama City Beach and spot a giant shark head trying to eat the building, congratulations, you just found Jaws souvenirs. This place is Florida Incarnate. Opened back in 2004, it's been slinging $9.99 tank tops and shot glasses ever since. And let me tell you, they got everything. You want a tie-dyed crop top with a gator riding a wave? Done. A seashell wind chime shaped like a dolphin kissing Jesus? Oh, they got that too. And every last bit of it is priced so low, you'll feel like you're stealing. You walk through a giant shark mouth just to get inside. Because why the heck not? It's the kind of roadside insanity that makes America great. Tourists love taking pics in the teeth like they're getting swallowed by capitalism itself. It's open every dang day from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. because Florida never sleeps when there's a seashell magnet to be sold. Bottom line, if you come to the beach and didn't stop at Jaws for a novelty t-shirt and a selfie in a shark's mouth, did you even go to Panama City? Didn't think so. The Sea Screamer isn't just a boat, it's Panama City Beach's answer to a roller coaster on water. Tearing across the Gulf since 1993. Built by Vietnam vet Andy Redmond, who went from flying choppers to pushing throttles. This big, bright, yellow speedboat looks like what happens when NASCAR meets Jacques Cousteau. She was built up in Wetumpka, Alabama, because of course she was, and once claimed the title of biggest speedboat in the world. That's some red, white, and blue bragging rights right there. They launch out of Treasure Island Marina for a 90-minute ride that's part thrill show, part Gulf Coast tour. Think dolphins, crab traps, water gun fights for the kids, and just enough speed to give Grandma a good story to tell. These days, Andy's son, Cody's at the helm, keeping things loud, fast, and full of fun. Newer boats, same wild ride. If you're in town and skip the Sea Screamer, you're missing out on one of the best things on the beach. The Atlantic bottlenose dolphin started out millions of years ago, looking more like a weird little swamp otter than anything else. Legs, fur, and all. But over time it traded paws for fins, got sleeker, smarter, and turned into a sonar-powered fish-chasing torpedo. They've been tearing through the Gulf since way before condos, spring breakers, or even Grandma's gumbo pot. From bayous to blue water, these dolphins are the OG locals. Smart, social, and always down to stir up trouble in the water. So why do dolphins ride boat wakes? Because they're dang good at it. First off, it saves them energy. That boat's churning up more water than a redneck on a four-wheeler in a mud hole. And the dolphins just slide in behind it. Like, heck yeah, free ride. It's like hitching a ride without having to stick out your thumb. Second, these dolphins ain't just smart, they're straight up thrill seekers. They're out there surfing boat waves like it's Daytona 500, flipping around, showing off like the class clowns who also made valedictorian. And it ain't just solo fun. Sometimes you see a whole squad of them just cruising along together like a pod of beach bums with built-in jet skis. It's social, it's slick, and it's just another day in the life of these Gulf coastal badasses. So yeah, they do it 'cause they can. I've been to a few Margaritavilles in my day, probably more than a man legally should. And let's be honest, they're all kind of the same. You got the beachy vibe, a laid-back bar crowd, friendly folks slinging boat drinks, and usually a turtle hanging from the ceiling like he owns the place. Don't get me wrong, it's always a good time. But today, I want to switch gears and talk about something that's very important. I want to talk about one of the finest dang hamburgers I have ever wrapped my mouth around. Margaritaville's Cheeseburger in Paradise. Now, before we get into the grill marks and the fixins', let me take y'all back to where it all began. Before Jimmy Buffett became the king of somewhere hot, he was sailing around the Caribbean in the 1970s on a boat called the Euphoria 2. Sounds like a yacht full of good times and easy living, right? But nope, this was less yacht rock and more Gilligan's Island, but hungover. They were stuck at sea, running low on food, living off peanut butter and prayers, probably smelling like damp rope and defeat. Then they roll into Road Town in Tortola, just barely floating. And Jimmy stumbles into this little marina joint called the Spinnaker. He's tired, he's salty, he's starving, and then salvation arrives. A cheeseburger, but not any burger, the burger.
I like mine with lettuce and tomato. Yeah! Heinz 57 and French fried potato.
Jimmy takes one bite, and boom, a legend is born. And instead of just counting his blessings and moving on, he does what any good Southern poet would do. He writes a damn song about it. Cheeseburger in Paradise drops in 1978 and hits the charts like a greasy metaphor. Parrot heads everywhere lose their minds. Folks start screaming about Rare with Munster and celebrating burgers like they're communion wafers. Now, fast forward till today. You roll into Margaritaville and order up that cheeseburger in Paradise, and buddy, you're taking part in history. It's not just beef and bread, it's Buffett Lord grilled to perfection. It's survival with a side of fries. It's that one bite and you say, you made it, Hoss. Welcome back to land. So yeah, next time you're sitting at a Margaritaville, sunburnt and full of boat drinks, do yourself a favor. Get the cheeseburger, and when it hits the table, don't just eat it. Savor it. That ain't just lunch. That's paradise. Medium rare. Ripley's Believe It or Not got cooking way back in 1918 when this fella, Robert Ripley, started putting out a newspaper cartoon full of the weirdest, wildest, ain't no way that's real kind of stuff he could dig up. Folks loved it. Next thing you know, he's got radio shows, books, and a whole dang empire built on shrunken heads and two-headed goats. The man turned what? Into big business, and today, Ripley's is worldwide, still hollering truth is stranger than fiction, and honestly, they ain't wrong. Now the Panama City Beach version of this fever dream opened up in 2006, and you'll know when you found it, because it looks like a cruise ship just gave up and ran into a building. Front Beach Road ain't exactly subtle, and neither is Ripley's. So what's inside this madness? They have got over 500 exhibits across 3 floors of what the heck is that wonder. We're talking shrunken heads, a vampire killing kit, because hey, Florida, and a 7-legged sheep that somehow made it through life just fine. It's weird, it's wild, it's fun for the whole family, especially the ones who think the Roadside Bigfoot Museum was a little tame. Ripley's brings the freaky, the funky, and the fun, all under one very confused looking cruise ship. My two favorite exhibits? So the Titanic, as you probably know, was the biggest, fanciest, unsinkable hunk of metal ever floated when she set sail in 1912. She had marble staircases, a swimming pool, and more rich folks than a country club brunch. But then, bam, iceberg, dead ahead. Ship goes down faster than a cheap beer on spring break. Over 1,500 people lost their lives, and it became one of the most famous maritime disasters of all time. Now, fast forward to the modern day, and where do you find a chunk of the Titanic history? Ripley's Believe It or Not, of course, because why the heck not, right? Yep, inside that crazy crooked building with the upside down facade and the spinning tunnel of doom, they got actual artifacts from the Titanic. We're talking coal from the wreck site, a deck chair that floated away, and personal items from the passengers. And it's about the only place in Florida where you can look at Titanic history right next to a two-headed goat fetus and a wax figure of Beyonce made out of crayons. So yeah, Titanic meets Florida man energy, courtesy of Ripley's Believe It or Don't. The other exhibit that caught my eye concerned something that happened way back in 1963. A man named Rodney Fox is spearfishing off Australia when a great white shark comes out of nowhere and dang near eats him alive. Rips him up so bad you can see his lungs. But old Rodney survives, holds his insides together, and lives to tell the tale. Most folks just stay on dry land after that. Not Rodney. He turns around and becomes the world's top shark expert, starts cage diving, filming them, and studying them like a madman. Fast forward to Jaws, and Steven Spielberg's like, we need this to look real. Who does he call? Rodney freaking Fox. That shark attack survivor helped make the scariest fish flick in movie history. So yeah, dude got chewed up, stitched back together, and then taught Hollywood how to be scared of sharks the right way. Absolute legend in my book.
Alright, so if you're the kind of person who watched The Abyss and thought, heck yeah, I'd live in a bubble at the bottom of the ocean, then buddy, you gotta check out the Man in the Sea Museum. This place sits right off Black Beach Road, and it's like a time capsule built by the Navy, some deep sea science nerds, and a few guys who definitely drank their weight in black coffee and salt water. Opened in 1982 by a bunch of Sea Lab veterans and underwater explorers, it's the kind of joint where the air smells like old metal, and every exhibit looks like it came straight off a Bond villain's wish list. Crown jewel is Sea Lab 1, the actual underwater habitat from 1964, where a few brave dudes lived 200 feet below the surface for over a week, proving we can hang out under the sea without turning into crab food. And yeah, you can go inside, crawl around, poke some buttons, pretend you're solving underwater mysteries. It's like a Cold War submarine movie set in a Florida parking lot. They've also got every kind of dive suit you can imagine, from those big old brass bubble-headed helmets to some straight-up James Cameron-looking deep-sea rigs. It's like a redneck space museum, but wetter. If you ever wanted to learn how humans figured out how to breathe underwater long enough to weld stuff or fight the Russians, this is your spot. It's weird, it's wild, and it's way cooler than it has any right to be. If you're looking to fish without messing around with a boat, or just want a front row seat to the Gulf, Panama City Beach has not one, but two piers that'll do the trick, each with its own flavor of Florida charm. First up, the M.B. Miller County Pier, aka the beach's version of a front porch hanging out over the water. Built in 1961, and rebuilt stronger after hurricanes like Eloise tried to send it packing. This 1,500 feet long beast is named after a long-serving sheriff who knew a thing or two about keeping order and catching fish. It's open 24/7, costs $6 to fish, $3 if you're just there to sightsee, and comes stocked with all the goodies: bait, gear rental, restrooms, benches, and plenty of dolphin drama. Locals even get free parking with the pass. Expect to see redfish, Spanish mackerel, and maybe even a fella trying to fish with leftover fast food. Then you got the Russell Field Pier,
better known as the City Pier. This bad boy is just down the road across from Pier Park and sticks out over 1,500 feet into the Gulf, like it's trying to give Cuba a high five. Built in 2009 after Hurricane Ivan laid waste to the old one, it's now one of the longest piers on the coast. $7 to fish, $4 to just walk and gawk. Rent a ride on site. Throw a line for pompano, kingfish, or whatever else is cruising by. Enjoy some of the best dang views on the beach. Whether you're there to reel them in or just watch the sun melt into the Gulf, these piers offer some of the best bang for your buck experiences in PCB. And if you come all the way down here and don't take a stroll out on at least one of them, buddy, you ain't doing beach life right. Sharky's ain't just a beach restaurant, it's a dang Panama City Beach legend. Started back in 1986 by a lifeguard named the Shark, because of course, it grew from a little oyster shack into a full-blown tiki palace, with the biggest open-air palapa in the United States. More than 100,000 palm fronds, because, hey, Florida, right? They got cold drinks, hot crab legs, a pirate ship playground for the kids, and live music most nights. Leonard Skinner even played there once. You want Gulf Coast vibes with a side of fried shrimp and a shark attack cocktail? This, my friend, is your spot. Alright, so here's the rundown on the oysters. Sharky's oyster combo gives you a dozen baked bad boys, split 3 ways. 4 with garlic butter and Parmesan. Fancy garlic bread of the sea, right? 4 Monterey style with cheddar jack and bacon, because of course. And 4 with jalapenos tossed in. For that Florida spice? Now, I'm from New Orleans, so I know what a good oyster is supposed to taste like. These ain't bad, but they ain't knock your socks off either. Next time, I'll probably just wave at them on the way to the crab legs. This right here is where the Shark made its comeback. I'm talking 12 big old shrimp, peeled and swim in a pool of Key West garlic butter like they were on vacation. Came with 2 breadsticks, but let's be honest, they were just butter shovels. Shrimp were fresh, fat, and fine, but that sauce, man, was the main event. I mopped it up with the breadsticks, then went hunting for stray oysters just to keep the party going. Lord have mercy, it was stupid good. The key lime pie, coastal classic, right? Now look, I'm a man who takes this pie seriously, and lately, some slices have been letting me down. It tasted more like sad lemon pudding than anything out of Key West. But this one? Heck no. Tart, creamy, and big enough to question your life choices in the best way possible. Straight up A+ slice. I'll be ordering it again, probably twice next time, just to make up for the past disappointments at other places. Now this joint was happening, packed tighter than a cooler at a tailgate, so I figured the service might be moving at Gulf coastal speed. But nope. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Service was spot on, fast, friendly, and fun. And get this, a parrot helped take my order. That's right, a talking bird. Only in Florida, y'all. So yeah, Sharky's ain't just dinner, it's a dang experience. You got shrimp swimming in garlic butter, pie that'll make you rethink your life, and oysters doing their best, and a parrot hollering your order like it's Mardi Gras. It's Florida at full throttle. Loud, weird, tasty as heck, and a little bit magical. So next time you're cruising down Front Beach Road with sand in your shoes and salt in your hair, pull up a chair at Sharky's. Just don't be surprised if you leave full, sunburned, and slightly in love with this place. Alright y'all, if you find yourself in Panama City Beach with a belly full of fried shrimp and the kids bouncing off the car windows like over-caffeinated squirrels, you need to swing by Ray City Amusement Park over on Front Road Beach. It's been sitting there since 1985, and buddy, it's about as Florida as a neon tank top and a sunburn shaped like a flip-flop. This place grew up from a humble go-kart track into a whole dang playground of chaos where the asphalt smells like cotton candy and victory. The real crown jewel here? The go-karts, of course. We're talking steep hills, bank turns, and speeds that'll make grandma clutch her pearls. If you've ever wanted to settle a family dispute at 30 miles per hour with your kid in a plastic helmet, this, my friend, is your moment. Inside you got the mega arcade, A glowing, beeping wonderland where the air smells like popcorn and your wallet evaporates faster than a bush light at a crawfish boil. There's skee ball, shooter, claw machines that almost work, and just enough old school pinball to make Dad feel young again. Hey, that's way too true. And if your idea of fun involves getting spooked in air-conditioned comfort, Race City's Haunted Mansion is open year-round. Bottom line, Race City is 1 part beach town chaos, 1 part southern summer nostalgia, and a big ol' helping of good goofy fun. It ain't fancy, it ain't filtered, but it's a dang good time. And in PCB, that's worth its weight in ball peanuts and boardwalk taffy. Thank you for watching. If you're hungry for more of the strange and beautiful chaos that is the Gulf Coast, we got a podcast now over on Patreon. And if you haven't hit that subscription button yet, now's the time. Don't overthink it, just do it. Until next time, folks, this is Gulf Coastal Connection. Stay curious, stay hungry, and stay salty.
From my 6th grade.